All right, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Heights Garages Shop Talk. Running solo today. I am your host, Alex, my brother. Not here. Not because I didn't want him on, but it's another rainy day in beautiful Los Angeles, and he's doing his own thing, and I really didn't tell him. I wanted to go over a topic, really. Usually when we do these podcasts, we kind of don't really premeditate these things. We just get after it. We do bring up a topic and we go over, and me and my brother talk about it. But this one specifically, I was like, have you guys follow us on Instagram? When we started doing, these podcast little things, we called it the 1 minute video podcast, and we would talk everything about cars. So one of the topics was tools, and I wanted to go over that more in depth because tools are a very important thing in the automotive industry. Obviously, you can't work without tools. And every day, every week, the tool guy comes, depending on what you have. We have Snap-on and Cornwell. From what I was told, we used to have a Matco guy, but us mechanics, us technicians, that's an extra break. You take another 15 minutes off. So that the boss wasn't very, very happy about it. And he was like, you know what? We're good. My guys are already taking, they're already loafing it. So we don't need you anymore. So our Matco guy dipped, which is kind of a bummer because I did have something. I do have a bunch of Matco tools, which is what I started with, and that's a good place to start. When I was in school, trying to kickstart my automotive journey, I guess you can say, they had people come in. They had people from Snap-on come in. They had people from Matco come in. They didn't have anybody from Mac, just because Mac's more, it's dwindled down a bit, and I don't know. It feels like a more exclusive thing, right? Like the older heads usually have Mac tools. We didn't have Cornwell. I don't know why Cornwell didn't come. I really don't know, and I didn't hear about Cornwell honestly until I started working at Firestone. So that was, I want to say 4 years in, or after. I did school for about 2.5 years or something like that. So whatever. Point is, Matco and Snap-on came in. They had their representatives. They had Snap-on came in. Oh, we're the highest quality tool. Everybody uses us in the industry professionally. Blah blah blah. And you're like, damn, cool. And then you start hearing stories like, yeah, Snap-on's the best. It's lifetime warranty. It doesn't matter this, that, and the other. It'll do the job. It'll get the job done. It'll do the job for you. And while for the most part, Snap-on is it's one of the very highest quality tools, and you can ask anybody if they're a Snap-on fanboy. If they're not, they don't really care. They're no, blah, blah, blah. But there's something about that name. There's something about that branding, and they really did good with it because they are high quality tools. They are lifetime warranted. You have a wrench, you have your grandfather's wrench. You go on the Snap-on tool truck, and it's out of round. Guess what? They're gonna warranty it, and it's good. It's still good. I mean. And a bunch of these tool trucks, they do that. It's just, there's something about the name Snap-on, what they built within their own brand, that you think of professional automotive technicians and you think Snap-on. Everybody's got that big Snap-on box. You see it all over Instagram and stuff. Snap-on this, Snap-on that, puro Snap-on. People wearing shirts, sweaters. And again, I'm personally, I don't have too many Snap-on tools. I really don't. But there's always something about, like, all right, the very little tools that you have that are Snap-on, it's like a ratchet or a wrench. And on my list at the very moment is a 3/8 ratchet, flex head, the one with the locking mechanism, preferably a rubber handle. And people have told me, like, nah, dude, get the full metal jacket, boy. Get that full metal, boy. Get that sick ass beep-bop, boy. And I don't know, I just kind of I like the rubber handle. It's a little softer, comes in different colors, like, it's just make it you. Point is, everybody pitches their own tools. Every company pitches as the highest quality, the best. It's there to help you make the job easier, get the job done. And when I was in school, I had a part-time job, and they said, okay, you can open up an account, a truck account, and it's with their representative there. Ours, I don't remember his name, but he was a cool guy, and he did show up like once a month. And that's not usually how it happens when you're in a shop. When you're in a shop, they usually show up, once a week, depending on how popular your shop is, or how, whether or not y'all buying tools and paying your bill. Dude will show up a lot. He'll be cool with you. This guy, he was cool with us because if you think about it, it's pretty smart, right? When you're going to a shop, obviously you have the same people, or for a majority of the time, unless people are getting fired or people are in and out. So you kind of get a consistency of, okay, well, I'm gonna get this, that, and the other. Well, when you're a representative and selling tools to students, well, guess what? Every semester, there's new students coming in. So that's already a good spot to start at, right? From what I'm thinking, from what I talked to when we had that episode with Oz, Tools by Oz, you can check out that episode. It's actually my Cornwall tool guy, our Cornwall tool dealer. But if you think about it, there's a new class every semester. There's always a one-on-one class, and even after that, there's the advanced classes. But they advertise you a starter kit, right? Like a bundle. It's like $2,000. It comes with the impact gun, torque wrenches. Excuse me. Wrenches, sockets. Anything to get you going. So whether you're a lube technician or tire technician, it's a starter. It's a starter tool set. And it's like about $2,000. I think that's how mine was. I added a couple things. I added, a 3/8 breaker bar, a 1/2-inch breaker bar. I actually, the one that I picked, it didn't have the air impact gun. I was like, no, I want an electric one. I want to be a cool boy. I want to save I want to save the planet and go electric. So I had a battery operated 1/2-inch impact gun, and a couple. I had the Silver Eagle. Silver Eagle was Matco's brand name for tools. So I had a Silver Eagle ratchet set, and it came with the wrenches. Yes, I lost the 10mm socket, but I still do have the standard the standard size socket. I don't have the deep anymore. Because I left that ratchet in a customer's car because I changed his battery, and we called him several times and he didn't pick up the phone, so I never got that ratchet back. So if that's you, dude, went to Firestone, Santa Monica Boulevard, found the ratchet in your car after we changed your battery, hit me up. I would love to have that because my set is not complete without that ratchet and the 10mm. So yeah, bring that back to me. But anyways, is this all important? Do you need this? In most cases, no, you don't. You don't necessarily need that. Some shops, when you apply or when you're going in by law, if they require you to have tools, well, guess what? They got to pay you more so that you can buy those tools. And if not, the shop will provide you with tools. But guess what? Who's going to take you serious if you're going in? And even if you're starting off, right? Don't get me wrong. If you're starting off, I get it. You're not going to have a full box. You're not going to have this sick ass arsenal of tools. No. But even a little Husky starter set, Craftsman, something from Milwaukee, anything, ratchets or wrenches. If you can get your hands on it, definitely go for it. They are important. Tools are important. You're obviously going to need them. This is how you're going to make money. And if you're applying to a job and they see, okay, if they're going to go for the dude that doesn't have tools versus the guy that has some tools, making an effort, obviously they're going to go with the guy that has tools. They don't have to pay him more. Two, they don't have to worry about whether or not, okay, is he going to be able to get this job done, right? Because even if you're just doing oil changes and slinging tires, you're going to need at least an impact gun, some sockets, and wrenches to get to work through it. And that's what it is. That's what the tools are. They're to get the job done. They're to make life easier. So why wouldn't you invest in something that's going to help you progress in your career? Because you can go through a shop, or I don't know, I've never seen it really, and where someone didn't buy tools. And again, you might get kind of poked fun at, and oh my god, you got this, but believe me, you can go into any shop and someone has a Husky ratchet, someone has a Pittsburgh ratchet. I personally use a bunch of Icon stuff from Harbor Freight. Their sockets, their deep sockets, their impact sockets, and their wrenches. I use it on a daily basis, and it's true. On a daily basis, I'm using the wrenches, a 15-16 socket, a 15-16 wrench, inch and an eighth, inch and a quarter wrenches, sockets. I'm using that. They haven't busted on me. I've had them for about 2 years already, and they had nothing crazy has happened to me yet, thankfully. So you can go, and you don't necessarily have to buy the highest end or the one with the biggest price, meaning, Snap-on. But I do have a Snap-on impact gun. My air impact gun is a Snap-on 1/2-inch impact gun. I needed it, and I got that. So I have that. Don't get me wrong. Some things you do want to get it from the tool truck guy. And it's hard to explain it. I can sit here and tell you it's because of this or that, but there's just something in our heads that keeps us at ease when it's like, okay, I have this impact gun from Snap-on, and I know it's not going to bust on me, or it's not going to explode, and I have confidence in it. And I have. It has gone out. It did finally give out at the end of last year, I believe, or at the end of last year is when I got it. It took about 3 weeks. And again, you just give it to your tool guy. He sends it out. They ship it back to you. And luckily, the shop that I work at, for the impact guns or repairs, they pay for it. So I'm not here to tell you that, it's going to be free all the time. No, some stuff is under warranty, lifetime warranty, like the wrenches, the ratchets, sockets. But the impact guns, no, they have a limited warranty. So it's usually like 2-3 years. After that, you got to pay. And I think it's about $100. So if you're lucky enough to be in a shop like me, they'll pay that off. So the tool truck has an account for our shop, and it just goes to there. But anyways, I kind of wrote down a list of questions that I asked myself. So the first one, so obviously, how important is tools? And they're very important. I just broke it down to you. No shop owner, manager, whatever it is, whoever's hiring you is going to take you serious if you don't have tools already, or if you don't make an effort to, build up your repertoire of tools or your toolbox or what have you. And one of the big questions, or a lot of things that people ask, is always like, how many tools do you have? And if I'm being completely honest with you, I don't know. I lost count a very long time ago. I mean, I've only been in the industry professionally for about 6 years, and within the second year, I lost count. Or actually, when I got out of school, when I got that set, I was already looking at other things to buy. And you might think like, okay, well, eventually I'm gonna that's it. I'm gonna have all the tools I need. Maybe, but that's hard. Because as you can see from the tools that with in any industry or in anything in general, technology is always advancing, right? One day we're gas powered cars, the next day we're hybrid, following day we're all electric, and guess what? They all use different tools, specific tools to get a specific job done. So it's kind of impossible to say you have all the tools you need, because even now, my boy Roger that works with the shop foreman, again, you can check out our previous episode. We sat down and talked to him. He's still buying tools to this day. He never stops. He'll like, oh, look, you could get this, or look, oh, I had this before, or I've always wanted this and I'm getting it. Now I'm doing this. And that's how it is. That's how it always is in the shop. As you start moving up in the ranks, whatever you want to call it, you start hitting that prestige level. You start getting bigger jobs done. And guess what? Bigger jobs require not necessarily bigger tools. In some cases, they do require bigger tools. But what I'm saying is they require different tools. right? So right now I'm just doing alignments on semi trucks, but every now and then you get a brake job and it's something quick and easy. Oh, just go and do this. We're kind of slow. Go start this. And guess what? I gotta ask my boy Pedro or my dude Robert. Hey, do you have this? Do you have this? And one of the best lines, shout out to Pedro, that he has is Snap-on comes on Wednesday, Cornwell comes on Friday, and it's true. So it's I think it's virtually impossible for you to be like, yeah, that's it. I have enough tools, because you're never going to have enough tools. Something's always going to break. Something's always going to be new. And you're always going to need a specialty tool. And that's just what it is. So it's hard to tell. It's hard to tell when you have enough, because you're never going to have enough. Like I was saying, you just won't. It's impossible. Because like I said, technology is always changing. They're always making new tools to make life easier. Right now, one of the big popular things, or from what I've known, is the electric tools, the hand tools, the impact guns, the ratchets, anything battery operated. If you don't have to necessarily connect a hose line to it, it does kind of help. I know some people might think it's dumb or it sounds stupid, but it does. You don't think about it. You're not fiddling with the hose. You're not like, what is it caught on? Oh, it's not, it's not long enough. So you don't have to fiddle with the hose or anything like that. You could take these anywhere, especially if you're a backyard mechanic or if you're a self-employed mechanic where you're going to people's houses and you don't have an air compressor. You use these electric tools, these battery operated tools, and guess what? Sometimes, most of the time now, they have more breakaway torque than a impact gun or a tool that you connect with an airline. So that's one thing. So you're always going to want to upgrade your tools. You're never going to have enough. There's never going to be a time where you're like, okay, that's it. Unless you're retired and you just do it on the weekend now. You're like, all right, that's fine, cool, whatever. It is what it is. And then, so we move on to, well, all right, we understand we're going to need tools. We understand we're never going to have enough tools. Well, where do I start? Right? You're probably asking yourself, what tool's the best? Where do I go? Guess what? It's all up to you, really. Like I was saying earlier, as long as you start somewhere. As long as you start somewhere. Go to Harbor Freight, Home Depot, Lowe's, for the longest time, Craftsman was, a top tier tool, and it still is. People still have Craftsman wrenches. People still have Craftsman ratchets. Those are lifetime warranty too. You walk into Lowe's, Home Depot, wherever you got it. Rest in peace, Sears, because that's where you would go. Point is, you go and they exchange it. Something's broken or you've used it enough, you go and they just swap it out. They say, here you go, boy. Here you go. Go out there and change the world with your new wrench. But yeah, it doesn't, start anywhere. Hell, I know people who go to the swap meet. They would go to the swap meet, look at the people's tools that they have just lying around, and sometimes they would find the big tool truck guys. You'll find Snap-on tools. You'll find Matco, Mac. And guess what? Like I was saying earlier, all you got to do is get that wrench, that socket, whatever it is, whatever you find, buy it for $10, whatever the hell they're signing it for at the swap meet. Go to your guy, be like, hey, I just want to exchange this lifetime, and it's covered under lifetime warranty. Guess what? You got yourself a brand new Snap-on ratchet, Snap-on wrench, socket, Matco, whatever tool brand it is. You got it brand new for a fraction of the cost. It's crazy. Dude, the homie Chewy, he was driving down the street one day going to work or headed home from work, I think, and he's like, damn, there's something shiny on the floor. Looks in the rearview mirror or something. It's like, oh, that's a ratchet. He came out, Snap-on ratchet, 3/8 ratchet. The Long Johnny extendo clip. And guess what? I don't remember I think he exchanged it. I think our dude was going to change the handle or do something. And he ended up like, you know what? Here, just take a new ratchet. We'll exchange it. It's all good. It's under lifetime warranty. Free. That's one of the good things about about the tool trucks. You can go and exchange it. You can how if your grandpa has a tool set, an old tool set, and it's one of these bigger brands where you can go in and just exchange it just like that. Start there. Hell, ask Gramps, yo, you ain't doing nothing, old man. You retired. Let the young buck step up, saddle this horse, and get my career going. It's that easy. So start anywhere. If you have to start at Harbor Freight, go ahead and start at Harbor Freight. Get your foot in the door. Right? Because even if even you know you're looking for a job and you need the tools, well, guess what? If you're looking for a job, you don't have a tool truck guy coming to your house. No, they only go to shops. So how are you gonna get those tools if you're not in a shop yet? You know, just I mean, you can do it online, but the whole point of going to the tool truck is that you don't have to pay anything in full. And we'll go over that in a bit. But all I'm saying is start somewhere. Get you that Craftsman. Go to Home Depot, get that Husky Master Mechanic set for like $100 when it goes on sale. It's like over 500 pieces. You can do a lot with that. You can do a lot of oil changes. Go. Just start anywhere. And you Harbor Freight, Home Depot, Lowe's, get the little starter sets. Get your hands dirty. Just start doing it. And then as you get into a shop and as you start, building up, doing different things, well, you can buy a higher quality tool. You can buy a higher quality tool. You can start building up your toolbox. Start somewhere. And then you start, and then the next step would be, well, which tools do I get? Meaning, do I get wrenches first? Do I get ratchets? Well, what do I need? Well, it depends on everything you're going to be doing. Obviously, if you're starting off at a shop, you're most likely going to be a lube tech, so you're going to need a ratchet set. Again, the starting sets, they usually come with metric and standard sockets. They're probably going to go from like I know some start from like a 5mm and they go all the way up to a 19. And then the standard, even though I work with standards every day, I don't know, they go from one size to the other. If you're doing oil changes, that's perfectly fine. I've never seen a drain plug that was bigger than a freaking, even like a 17mm, if I'm being honest with you, which is a Honda's. Yeah. An oil filter wrench, you can find those anywhere. You can even go to Walmart and get an oil filter wrench, right? A decent one of the plier looking ones. Harbor Freight, Home Depot. You can just walk into the stores, look it up, and get one. One of the best things too. Oh, Amazon. Why am I just bringing this up right now? You go to Amazon, you go to the Lisle, Lisle part of Amazon, their thing. Oh, good Lord. You go there, you can find their oil filter wrenches, their everything for a fraction of the cost that you're going to find it on a tool truck. But you go there and you get the things that you think you're going to need. So you can start off with that. Just ratchets and oil filter wrench, and guess what? Your foot's in the door. You're busting oil changes. You're a lube tech. That's pretty much all you need. Maybe a funnel. I'm sure the shop should have a funnel, and you're good to go. You're all set. If you're gonna be slinging tires too, well, you're gonna need an impact gun. You can get an air powered one. You can find those anywhere. You can get a battery operated one. Milwaukee has a really good 1/2-inch impact guns. You can go Snap-on. You can go Matco. I started with a Matco one. It lasted me about 2.5 years, and it, wear and tear. I would drop it. I use it every day, so it is what it is. But you're gonna need that, and then if you have an impact gun, I recommend definitely using impact sockets. Don't get me wrong. I use chrome sockets on impact guns, every now and then, but nothing too crazy. Nothing nothing past that's gonna take, too many, like 3 Ugga to break free. No. Because those chrome sockets on impacts, I haven't had it happen yet. I haven't seen it happen, but those motherfuckers will explode. Those things will just crack, boom. With all the pressure, all the power, they just boom. They kaboom. Bye. So you're gonna need some impact sockets, and if you don't know which ones are the impact sockets, they are the black matte sockets. They look like regular sockets, they're just matte black, and those are the impact sockets. They're made from a different material. I'm blanking on the material or whatever. They kind of look like cast iron if you want a more visual representation of it. But those go on the impacts. You can also go and get like those special sockets for lug nuts to take them off or put them on, which don't mar the sidewalls, which, they have like a plastic casing on the socket. I got one at Harbor Freight. It was like $50. And it's just something a little more not necessarily professional, because if you're a professional, you ain't gonna mess up no wheels, am I right? Anyways, you get these sockets, and you can do pretty much any car, truck, SUV. They go from like a 13 all the way to a 21, and yeah, that's it. So with these, just this small list of tools, you can enter any shop. And again, as you start progressing, start doing different jobs, brake jobs, coolant flush, transmissions, and breaking things down, you start doing more suspension and all that, you'll start building up your toolbox. You'll start building up your tools, because it's hard to tell you what you're going to need right after that. But it's easy to say that you're most likely going to need some ratchets, a simple ratchet set, a simple wrench set, oil filter pliers, get a funnel if you want, a 1/2-inch impact gun, and some impact sockets. And there, you're able to install tires, remove tires, do some tire rotations, and simple maintenance. Yeah, you're gonna need maybe a couple screwdrivers or whatever, but not even that. You don't. It's fine. You're good with some pliers, and you're set. You can take over the world. With these simple hand tools, you can take over the world. Sorry about that. Hold on. All right, and then we started asking, we asked, what tools do we get, and then now it's what's the benefit, right? Well, why do we need these tools? One, the big and obvious one is obviously you need them because you can't do an oil change without them. You can't do simple things without them. But when we start getting into specialty tools, it just makes the job easier, right? I'm sure for the longest, it was like, okay, cool. Well, here's a wrench. Go drain the oil on this car, and it worked. It worked really good. But then guess what? A ratchet started coming out. You start putting gears and all these other different things, extensions. They're longer, shorter, bigger. It makes the job easier. Have you tried doing an oil change with just a wrench? You put the wrench on the drain plug, and you're pretty much smashing your hand to break it loose. And it's not because it's on there hard, or I know someone's going to be like, well, I do it all the time. And sure, you do it all the time, but why do that when you can just throw a socket, a ratchet on a ratchet, and you break it loose? No problem, right? And that goes along with a bunch of other things. There's serpentine belt, wrenches, the sets. There's a whole mess of different pulleys. When it comes to suspension, you have those. Wow, dang it! They're forks. You can put it on an air hammer, or you can just get one of those ones where you can smack a hammer at the end of it and breaks ball joints loose and things like that. When it comes to brakes, one of the best things I ever invested in was an electric ratchet, a long neck electric ratchet. Break those caliper bolts loose, and then you just press the button and bolt flies right off. You can use that for spark plugs as well. Maybe a little quarter-inch impact gun, a small one, so you can do batteries and take off all the little 10 millimeter bolts that you have on a valve cover. Make it easy. Just bloop, 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 bloop. Oil pans, transmission pans, same thing. There's a whole mass of tools that you're like, oh, it's fine. I can do the job without it. All I need is hand tools. All I need is this. Just give me that. And it's true. If you were in a pinch, guess what? You could get the job done with just hand tools, or not necessarily specialty tools. But when you're on the clock, you're getting played flag, the customer's in your grill, how much longer? Your boss is in the back of your freaking neck breathing down on you saying, hey, we need the car. We need the truck. We need this done now. It helps to have the right tool for the right job. Why wouldn't you? One of the best things that I learned was when I was at Firestone. The older guy, Caesar, who was with the company for 22 years, he would always tell me, why are you making life hard on yourself? Do this. Here, I have this. Look, why are you making life hard on yourself? And it's true. I'd be doing stuff and you're ratcheting it with your hand and you're there for like 3 minutes because the bolt is fucking 6 inches long and you're just going at it. And here, just put an impact gun. Here's my 3/8. Throw it on there. Get it done. And it wasn't even like he was mad at me. It was just like, come on, man. Like, why are you're getting paid flag? Why are you spending this extra time when there's a tool for it? That specifically, its specific purpose is for occasions like this, to get this bolt out quicker, to break this nut faster, to pump this fluid into your transmission, to diagnose the car, to take out these hoses. Oh, I can't tell you, one of the best investments one of my coworkers made, shout out to Robert, was the Knipex, whatever you want to call it, Knipex or K, I don't know. He bought the hose, some hose clamp pliers, and yeah, they were a pretty penny. And he was kind of like, damn. But guess what? When he needs them now and he needs to take a hose, these things hold it down. It's so smooth, like butter. I can't even, the hose clamps, that specific style that you try and do it with pliers and you're like fighting it and you're like moving it back while you're trying to pull the hose out. Well, guess what? With these, they lock and they have teeth on it, so it specifically grabs it, pulls it back. You're done. It's quick and easy. There's a specific tool for every specific job. And yeah, maybe you're not going to get every tool for whatever job you're doing. And yeah, you can get by with this. Like I'm saying, you can get just a normal set of pliers, throw it on this hose clamp, and wiggle your way out. You can do that for the rest of your life, for the rest of your career. It's fine. I haven't bought these special pliers yet, and I want them. But guess what? It's fine. But at the same time, it just makes life easier, right? So if you're okay with spending a little extra time, fine. I got no problem with it, because guess what? I do that. There's some things where I have to take a further step because I don't have the proper tool. And it's fine. You get by. But when it starts becoming a problem where, every single time something, you have to disconnect the hose, it's taking you 15 minutes. Well, guess what? It's time to get those pliers. And I don't know if for Robert that was the case, or maybe he just saw them and he was like, damn, those are sick. One day they're going to come in clutch. And guess what? That day came and it was smooth like butter. So the benefit of having all these tools is that they just make life easier. The benefit of having any tools that it makes life easier, right? Technology, modern day technology, your phone, consider it as a tool, right? YouTube, you go and you look up, I need this. It just makes it so much easier rather than having to go out, right? How? Even just online shopping, it's a tool. You don't have to get out of your house, especially on a rainy day like it is today. Risk your life. You just head out there and you're online. These are all tools. Tools are meant to make life easier. And in this specific case, in this industry, tools are meant to, one, make life easier, two, get the job done faster, and three, make you money. The faster you do it, the more money you make or whatever, right? And yeah, it's all on you at the end of the day. Like I said, for the longest time, I didn't have this electric ratchet. I was doing brakes, and I would see all my coworkers, not all my coworkers, but the other coworkers, and they had their electric ratchets, and guess what? They were flying through brakes. And I can't tell you how much time I save on doing brakes when I do them. I don't do them often anymore, but when I was at Firestone, it's a long head ratchet too. It's a long neck ratchet, and you just break those bolts loose, and boom, you don't have to spend 2 minutes ratcheting it out with your hand. No, you just press the button, you let it fly, and there it goes. It's done. Easy. All right. Now, we've been talking about tools and going through them and why you need them and where you should start, what brand maybe. Well, let's get down to the nitty gritty. We're going to talk about cost. And it's hard, right? Because tools get very expensive. Like I said, depending on where you're at, if you can afford them, go for it. By all means, ball out. At the same time, you're gonna have to spend the money. Again, we go back to the episode that I was with Roger, or even with Ozzy, our Cornwall guy. We talk about, like, you need the tools. We need tools. We gotta do it. Like, you need them regardless. You need to purchase them. You need them in your toolboxes. It's inevitable. You can't do this line of work and not have tools. You can't do this line of work and think, oh, it's okay, I can get by just having some wrenches and ratchets. And you can for the first couple years. Don't get me wrong, you can. But eventually you're going to have to get that toolbox game up. You're going to have to expand. You're going to have to get those specialty tools. You're going to have to get that one socket that you're only going to use once a month. You're going to have to get that one specialty tool that you're going to use that one day and not use until 6 months later, right? And it's going to cost you. It really is. Majority of the time, people who aren't in this industry don't believe that 5 wrenches or what have you cost $200, $300. They're like, what? Why? Like, you can do this and that. And it's like, no, but it's a profession. You don't want the tools to fail on you. You don't want to have to worry about, okay, can it get the job done? It's this industry, like I said, it's always evolving. There's always going to be new tools. And guess what? At the end of the day, you're just going to have to shallow out and pay. And myself, it's kind of, I'm telling you, I take my word with a grain of salt. Do what you want with it, right? We're here to just learn. I'm going based off my experiences. And guess what? There's a bunch of tools that I don't have that I'm constantly like, dang, I need it, but it's like, I can't afford it. Even if I put it on the tool truck, like, I can't afford that, like, $20 payment a week, or like, oh, what is this gonna do? No. So it's hard. But guess what? If you desperately need the tool, you're gonna get it. You're gonna do whatever it is to get it. You're gonna pay whatever it is. Because again, like, leaning back to everything, it's going to make life easier. It's going to make the job easier. So just stop scratching your head. Stop beating yourself up because you can't get it done. But buy the tool. If you need it, you need it. There's no other way to explain it. I know with other purchases, personal purchases, it's like shoes or a shirt, a handbag, whatever it is, a specific item of clothing, you're debating, well, when am I going to wear it? When am I going to do this? Okay, $100. Yeah, okay, I could see me getting my money's worth out of it. I could see this, like, okay, it's going to be worth it. Which brings us to our sponsors over at theheisgarage.com. And yes, it is our very own brand. And you're wondering, well, what does this have to do with anything? You're going to get your money's worth, right? You're going to get yourself a t-shirt. You're going to wear it every day. You're going to show people you're a cool car person, a car enthusiast. You're going to be like, yeah, this is my thing. I love cars, and I love representing what cars are. That's why I have this shirt. You're going to rock it. You're going to walk around in it. You're going to go to dinner, grab some lunch, go for a cruise. When you walk out of your car, close that door behind you, and you look back and like, man, what a sweet ride. People are going to be like looking at you. Damn, what a sweet shirt. And once you get that feeling of euphoria of, whoa, this is the greatest day ever. A nice cruise. Compliment on this tee. You're going to go back home and you're going to be like, you know what? Let's get some battle scars on this t-shirt. Let's get some battle scars on this cap. You're going to get under your car. You're going to do, something quick, a little oil change. Maybe change the spark plugs, tire rotation, do a little brake job, flush a couple fluids. You're going to get a little dirty. Your shirt might come up with a hole or two. You're going to think, I'm just earning my stripes in this beautiful world. And it's all thanks to the Heights Garage. So head over to theheisgarage.com, get yourself a t-shirt, get dirty, and keep buying tools, right? The cost is not going to matter. It's not. It's not going to matter one way or another. If you're serious about this industry, if you're serious about what you're doing, you're going to get the tools that you need. You're going to hunker down, put your big boy pants on, and you're going to realize, like, all right, I'm going to spend this money. Not only am I going to get my money's worth, but it's going to make me more money. Because guess what? If you're working here, well, now with that ratchet, I was able to do brake jobs in half the time that I was doing with a standard hand ratchet, right? So guess what? In the window where I was only able to do one brake job within, let's say, quote unquote, the hour, now I could do 2 brake jobs within the hour. And if you're getting paid flag, that's double the money in your pocket. The tools will pay for themselves. They really will. They'll pay for themselves no matter what. Never feel bad about buying the tool. Yeah, for a little while, you're going to be like, dang, that payment. And make the right decision. We all go through that. I've gone through that. Like, damn it. Like, no. Damn. Fuck. More cup of noodles for the next 2 weeks, right? But guess what? You're going to have that tool. It's going to look cool. Everybody's going to be like, oh, new tool in the shop. Let me see. It's all good. It's going to pay for itself. Which brings me to my next and final point. Y'all probably wondering, well, who doesn't like buying new tools? Who doesn't like walking out of that truck, getting something in their hands? It's all clean and shiny, and you can't wait to just get in there, get it done. So you're probably asking, what's your favorite tool? Do any of you guys have a favorite tool? Currently, my favorite tool, and it was a big investment, believe it or not. I've been waiting for a while to get a good deal. And I think I found myself a pretty decent deal. I know there's other deals, but I just figured, all right, now is the perfect time. Let me just get this done. So Cornwell, they do a lot of stuff with Milwaukee. I know the other tool guys do stuff with Milwaukee too, but this specific one, it was about, and I'm being completely honest with y'all, it was about $1,000. On the flyer, it was like $990 some dollars or $80 some dollars before taxes. So about $1,000. And it's a 1/2-inch impact gun, a 3/8 impact gun, 2 batteries and a charger. Milwaukee. Yes, battery operated. They're new ones. They're new ones. Are you listening to me? The new ones. Oh, I got that new 1/2-inch impact gun. It's beautiful. It's got the lights on the front face of it. It's not like by the trigger. It's a little smaller. It's supposed to have more breakaway torque than the previous model. The 3/8 one was already like that. So I got that one too. Came in the bundle. Again, $1,000. Nice. I haven't necessarily used them yet. The 3/8 one, I used it this past weekend when I did my brother's oil change to take off the skid plate. Shout out to Aiden Lucas, my godson. He helped me do that because we're trying to teach him that, hey, shit ain't free no more, and I pay for your haircut, so you're gonna do some work to get that haircut, that fresh fade. So he helped me out, and we used it to take out the little skid plate on the Toyota Camrys, and yeah, it was fun. It was easy. I used my 1/2-inch impact gun once. The homie Pedro was doing something on one of our service trucks, but he had to take off the wheel, and we were like, oh, let's compare them. Like, let's see. Full disclosure, I want to give him the benefit of the doubt. I am not in no way saying that my impact gun is better than his impact gun, but it might be, and I hope he doesn't take this the wrong way. But no, at the same time, he uses his impact gun every day. He uses it all the time, so the battery wasn't completely charged. Mine was completely charged. It's a fresh, brand new battery. It's a fresh, new impact gun. Point is, he took off one lug nut. It, boom, broke. When I did it, it was like, boom, broke. So it was a little faster. I'm just saying. I'm just putting it out there. I got witnesses. My boy Robert was there too. All right. But again, giving it the benefit of the doubt, it might be a little bit stronger. I mean, really, if you have the old model, it's not much of a difference. You're probably still going to be able to do everything you can with the new model, this, that, and the other, blah, 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 blah. But I did it. Those are my favorite tools at the moment because they're my newest tools. I'm like, oh, I can't wait to do something awesome with these. Like, you look cool. And one of the reasons why I haven't been using it is because, well, in the industry, we call it the condoms. And they're what you think they're for. Protection. You put it over the head of the impact gun. You roll it down to the base, and you're protected from all angles. Anyways, it is a boot. It's a boot. It's like a silicone boot. It goes over the impact gun. Not the full thing again. It really, all jokes aside, all weirdness aside, it does go over the head of the gun with the part that you're going to be kind of banging around on different things, and it protects it. The new models, our Cornwall guy doesn't have the 1/2-inch ones yet. The 3/8 ones were already out last year, I believe. So I was able to get the 3/8 one, the 3/8 boot. So I'll be using that. Maybe we'll do a tool review or something. We'll get back to you. But the 1/2-inch one, I haven't used it because of that. I'm scared. And it's a good investment. I know you're thinking, well, it's going to get dirty regardless. Yes, I don't care about that. Obviously, the handle's going to get dirty where you're touching it. The batteries are going to get dirty. But there's something about that protective boot over it that keeps that Milwaukee logo fresh and white and the red's red. Just makes it better. And not only that, like I said, it protects it. You're going to be banging it around instead of you hitting the actual impact gun. You're hitting this boot, and it just gives you ease of mind for when, you do thrash it and you kind of drop it. You don't necessarily have to worry about, oh, shoot, did I mess it up? No, because it's protected from this boot. So yeah, the 1/2-inch and 3/8 impact gun. If you can find this deal, if your guy has this deal, definitely do it. It gives you 2 batteries, a battery charger, and it just looks cool. Who doesn't want to be a Milwaukee boy? That too, as you go along in your career, you're going to find out that certain tool brands, they come with the stigma. They come with, oh, it makes you look cool, it makes you look good. Everybody's using it. And yeah, be your own person. But guess what? I ain't going to be walking around with the 1/2-inch Ryobi in the shop. I'm not going to get laughed at like that. All right? Milwaukee boys for life. Milwaukee boys forever. Thank you guys for listening. We appreciate it. Leave a review. Let's talk about tools. What's your guys' favorite tools? What was your starting kit? What's the tool you recommend everybody should get? Tool brand, whatever it is. Let us know in the comments. Let us know in the reviews. we want to hear from you guys. Let's spark a conversation. But until then, we'll catch you on the next one. Guys, love your cars, love yourself, and as always, keep it Boyle Heights built.